Hi everybody. I'm streaming on a bunch of different platforms, so if you see me looking around, I'm just trying to check all my chats. So I recently got an order from Monument Hobbies, and I ordered 2 texture trainers, is what they call them, but essentially they are flat miniatures that you can only has 3/4 half view, so that you can not worry about having to paint the back. So I got this one, which we're going to paint today. I've already got it primed. And then I also got this one. She's really cool, which I'll probably do after I finish this one. I am dropping frames. Too many tabs open. Let me close some stuff. Some more stuff. Can everybody hear me? I've been having audio issues for a while, so I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. I'll usually pretend like I haven't been sitting here for 10 minutes to get set up, but I've actually had a lot going on. So she reminds me of the Little Mermaid if she were a warrior. So that's what we're gonna do. Give her some bright red hair and pull in some colors from the character into the armor and cape and everything. And I'm gonna start with her armor. So I'm using Caramel Brown from Monument Hobbies. It's their Pro Acryl. This is part of their signature series. I've got a wet palette over here where you can't see it because I don't have enough room on my desk. Oh, captions. That might help. There we go. Sorry about that. I forgot to add my captions. Okay, so that's what we're working on. And we're gonna get, thin my paint a little bit. I really like the Pro Acryl paint. It's a good consistency right out of the bottle, but I still thin it a little bit. Just for consistency's sake. base coats are like my least favorite part of painting. But it has to be done. So here we are. Oh, I'm muted. Can you hear me now? Oh no. I was fine before. better? I hate sound. How is my volume? Oh, I'm audible but quiet. Is that better? Oh, thank you, Ian. Alright. My only problem now is I can hear myself. Which I guess is not the end of the world. I'm trying to get all the little bits of white primer. I primed her white because since I decided she was going to be the Little Mermaid, I figured it was a good idea to have a bright background for her bright hair. Hey, Silner. I really need to get a second monitor so I don't have to turn constantly. I've got a stray hair on my paintbrush. So when I have stray hairs, I like to use these little spring-loaded scissors and just kind of separate it out and cut it towards the ferrule, which is this metal bit, if you don't know that. Yeah, it is the Warrior Texture Trainer Silner. I hate base coats. And this is probably part of why I don't paint armies, because I don't like to do batch painting, which is a lot of base coating. How do I like it so far? I am having fun with it. I took a picture and did some digital coloring of it, and it's been really nice. She's got lots of details. It's definitely, I think, what they were going for. Steam decided to open on my other computer, which is gonna suck up my internet. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with the bottom here. I'm gonna paint the background and the base stand black, probably. Excuse me. Where did I put that? I'm gonna do the cloak of green, but I haven't decided which one yet. I should probably do that real fast. I'm thinking this dark emerald for the cape back here. I haven't used this one yet. Excuse me. So these are some new brushes to me. They are the Flank Select by Game Envy. I really liked their Artist Arsenal set. And, oh no. I'll fix that later. I really like their Artist Arsenal set, which are also sables. Or Kolinsky sables, I'm sorry. And I was looking for some new brushes since I can't get my favorite ones delivered to the US anymore. So I ordered from them. I'm pretty happy with these so far. I've just cleaned them up and been painting with them today. Thinned that too much. It's trying to pull away from the mini. No problem. Just add a little bit more paint. Can anyone hear the music? I'm going to assume so for now. I might just have it turned down too low. Let that dry for a minute. Oh yeah, the music just got real quiet. I haven't decided if I'm gonna try to do a fabric texture or not, and if I'm going to, what kind of texture. I'm mostly incapable of painting straight lines. Let me grab a smaller brush. Fix that. That's gonna need another coat, but I'm not gonna bother right now. I'll probably do that between streams. Okay, thanks, V. It probably just got quiet on my end. Okay. I'm gonna do her straps real quick, if I can find my dark brown. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna do her straps. I'm gonna work on her sleeves here, which are like these weird, I can't remember what it's called. They're like these puffy diamond. That's the word I was looking for. These puffy diamond bits of fabric. This is royal purple. Apologies if the video is a little skippy. It says I'm dropping frames, but it's not. I'm not quite sure why. I've painted this sort of texture before. It's can be quite fun. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm dropping so many frames. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. It looks like it's going fine right now. So over here, I'm gonna start with this dark crimson. It will come up probably to this color, which dries about as red as it is coming out of the bottle. But first, the base coat. So for those of you that have been here before, welcome back. I know it's been at least about a month since I streamed. I get chronic migraines, and it's been hot and humid and pretty miserable. So I took some time off and streamed intermittently for the last like 4 or 5 months. And I'm doing better. Not 100% better, but I think as better as I can be for now. So I'm not entirely sure what this is made of, but if I had to hazard a guess, it would be resin. She was really clean. When I got her, I'm pretty sure it's 3D printed, and there were no, there were no supports left over or anything. But if you're out there and you have one of these and you know what it's made of, let me know. Because I would love to know. I really like this color. I haven't used it before. When I made this order, I ordered a few of the signature sets that I didn't have. And yeah. I need a bigger brush. That's the same. Oh. Let me use this one. I haven't used this one before. I've got a set of them that came from a friend of mine, and they're pretty great for synthetic brushes. The only gripe I have with them is they stain because they're white. So if you don't clean them real well. They will stain and you have to live with it. But if you rinse them out enough, they rinse out pretty well. Like I said, it's been decently humid around here So it might be that time of year I have to switch back to a well palette. Because my paint is getting too wet too quick. I'm trying to think of what new developments I've had, which is a lot, but which ones I can talk about here. I got a TikTok, well, I started using the TikTok account that I have. So if you're over there watching, hello. I'm just trying to get up underneath her hair. So if you're working on painting something, what are you working on? Or crafting, or whatever. I'd love to hear about it. I've been thinking about what I want to do with the axe. It's pretty bitchin'. But while I like the aesthetic of non-metallic metal, I don't think that's what I want to do. Because even though she is meant to be viewed from excuse me, from one angle, I feel it would be weird. And I'm sure there are many people that could make it look much better than I can. Because truthfully, I've not done a lot of non-metallic metal. Like, almost zero. Not much. So, you know, hello to those who are just joining in. Apologies if my video is kind of skippy. I think I've got too many things for my internet going. I will mess around with it over the week and try to fix it. Usually, as long as the music isn't lagging, it's fine. But I guess not today. Oh, I missed part of her arm. Fabric. Sometimes with flats it's hard to tell where everything is, but I'll figure it out. A small enchantress, yeah, V. She is pretty cool. Sorry about that. I'm looking for a color I'd be happy doing the straps with. I've got a lot of teal and purple sitting here, but not... not a lot of browns, apparently. Oh no! I guess that was a load-bearing paint. Let me dig down here for a second. Just looking for a brown. This should work. And this is Ready Leather by Reaper Miniatures. They are the other brand that I primarily use. Though when I was at my game store yesterday, I picked up a couple of the old school P3 paints. I know they are just finished a Kickstarter for the new line, which is supposed to be new and improved. And I never tried P3 paints, but they were in the discount bin, so I picked up a couple and we'll see how that goes. Maybe gold stars on a dark blue black ombre axe. Maybe. Switch brushes again. This one doesn't want to agree with me either. How is everybody doing today? apologies if I move her off screen while I'm painting, because this is not the biggest thing I've painted on stream, but it's hard to get a good angle. And I do have her on a handle. I'm not just handling her, no pun intended. I have her on part of a hobby holder by Game Envy. I really enjoy their products, so I buy from them when I can. Not sponsored. None of this is sponsored. I just really like the products that I use, and I like to shout them out. If you can't watch the whole stream, I should be putting this up on YouTube in the next couple days. Shuffling brushes. Oh, exciting news. I just launched my new website last night. I was gonna wait until today, but I got impatient. It is sparrowmarieminis.com. I switched over from WordPress to Squarespace because I didn't feel like I was getting my money's worth. With some of the features that I needed, but couldn't get without paying an exorbitant amount of money. Because I probably needed the business plan, and it was $40 a month. Something like that. It was way too much for me. So while Squarespace is still not cheap, it does give me more of what I need for only slightly more a month than I was paying at WordPress. V, you're alright. What about me? I'm doing pretty okay. Yeah, pretty okay today. I got up way too early, but that's not uncommon for me. And I don't feel wiped right now, but that could be all the caffeine I've consumed today. Also, if you're watching on Instagram, I apologize for the slow replies because it's got about a 30-second delay between live and actual what it plays to you. I keep hitting my camera. Sorry. Oh, I did not mute my phone. Give me just a second. That might start blowing up, and I don't want that to happen. Do not disturb. Hold on. Okay. I'm just a mess today. Because while I feel good, I am very scattered. My start stream alarm went off and I was not ready. Some of that's learning curve because I am on TikTok now. And I'm hoping I continue to be able to stream over there along with everywhere else I am streaming to. Shout out to Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. Oh, that's it. That's all of them. I remembered them all without having to look. I think I want her cave to be a bit more green and less blue. I've just got a massive mess of paint in the box over here. I'm just going to use this aptly named green Pro Acryl paint. I'd love to be able to show my palette over here, but I have not got a lot of space to work with. And I think if, let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, that's better. I think if I pulled the camera up high enough to do the palette and my bigger minis, details would get lost very easily. I hope if you are over watching on Facebook, you're not leaving comments because it's not telling me that I have comments. I do suggest if for in the future you want me to totally interact, Instagram and Twitch are the easiest ways for me to see what you're saying. Yeah, it's more Little Mermaid tail green, I think. I'd make this like a scale cape with some freehand, but I've already got the puffy diamondy sleeve things going on, and I've got some of the same texture on the, let me see if I can, no, Oh, here, you can see it back here. There's some texture going on there too that's kind of almost scale-like. Oh, excuse me for the sniffling and coughing today. Sinuses are not happy. I like that better. I should probably be taking notes. But no. Sorry, I'm just trying to look and decide what I'm gonna continue on. Also, apologies if you can hear my chair squeaking. It's annoying me, so I'm sure it's annoying some of y'all. Oh, there's another piece of sleeve. I've got to find my magnifier glasses, I think. Or headset thing. Strap, not set. Head strap. I'm definitely seeing those Little Mermaid Warrior vibes. Yeah, I am too. I'm loving it. Fur. Someday I will learn not to hit the camera or shake it when I let go of it. But today is not that day. I thought I pulled out the color that I needed, but I didn't. Fur. I don't really have any gray sitting here. Somehow I don't have a black sitting here either. I've got more than one white. So along with the Game and Break brushes, well, not at the same time, but yesterday I picked up this Monument Hobbies Pro Sable. It's a size 0. It's pretty small, pretty pointy. I'm loving that. This is my first time using it. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just trying to clean up these edges a little bit on the armor. I'm actually surprised I've got this much done on it. So as I said earlier, I am a fan of Reaper, which I usually paint their stuff because it's most of what I own right now. I am trying to branch out and do things like this and my other... I've got a couple of Reaper busts, but they don't really do that. But I've got this in progress. This is Judith. She is based on a piece of fine art with the same name. This is my Reaper bust. Here, I'll move this. That I'm working on. I'm pretty close to done with her. I want to do some more to her face, and I need to do some stuff to her hair and the dragon and call her done. Let's see, what else have I got up here? This is not a Reaper miniature. This is from Ignis Arts. I like brown and green. It's a classic. And I like redheads. You can't see it now, but my hair is red until I cut it all off soon. No, not 00, just regular 0. I've got to get a brush stand or something. I keep just piling them here on my desk and... Oh, excuse me. I keep piling them here on my desk and they're getting in the way. I know this music is not something because it is in the free music on Streamlabs. And oh, I think it's lagging a little bit, I'm sorry. But it sounds like something. And every time I hear it, I'm like, what is this? But it's not agreeing. Give me just a second. Sorry, I keep seeing my video on Instagram out in the corner of my eye, and it's not quite in sync, as I mentioned earlier, with my actual live. So I keep getting distracted. Give that a minute to dry. Hydrate. If you're not hydrating, do it. Here in about 10 minutes, if I remember, I'm going to take a short stretch break. And I would encourage you all to do so as well. I don't think I shook the red for her hair quite enough, the paint, because it is very shiny as opposed to all the other paints. I didn't put it on my vortex mixer today. The cat was peacefully sleeping up here, and she doesn't like that noise. So I wasn't gonna subject her to it. Nope, I'm out of frame. So I've been thinking about it, and I think I want to start making YouTube videos. But my content brain has gone out the window. So if I utilize my YouTube channel for more than just my VOD upload space, what would you like to see? I mean, this is not a guarantee it's gonna happen, but I'm always curious. Okay, I will be right back. I've gotta find a gray or it's gonna drive me nuts. And I'm back. So I found 4 grays that I'm gonna attempt, or I'm gonna pick which one I want to use for the fur she's got around her neck. I'm probably gonna start with this dark warm gray. Shake the heck out of that. Okay. And then I can make it progressively lighter with highlights or dry brushing. We'll see how lazy I get. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dry brushing. I do use it a lot. When I can. So a good rule of thumb when you're painting, if you think you have enough contrast, you don't. So this is kind of a green gray. Oh well. If you think you have enough contrast, you don't. Bring those highlights up higher. And it helps if you do a dark color next to a lighter color. So like her hair is gonna be a bright red. I'm just doing base coats today. Lost what I was saying. Oh, but if you put a dark color next to a lighter color, it's going to help your contrast. I also like to line things. It doesn't work for everything or everybody's styles, but I like it. I don't have anything handy, I think, that I've lined. I'll try to dig that out for next time. I'm hoping to stream again on Thursday in the evening, but I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things, so I may just do Sundays again for a while. I haven't totally decided yet. I realize now that in my haste to get set up and get streaming, fuzz. Oh, no, that's a stray hair. In my haste to get streaming, I forgot to announce to everybody that I was streaming. But I guess that's okay. Because it's just chill today. And I'm kind of enjoying it. Okay, since I took that quick paint break, or paint hunting break, I'm gonna go for about 5 more minutes and take a stretch and hydrate some more. And I encourage you all to do the same. I'm pretty sure I'm out of frame. I'm trying to get in this little crevice. There we go. I know there's big debate about if you should prime white or black or gray. I personally like white or gray. I know if you miss spots with white primer, it will stick out like a sore thumb, which I actually like because then I am more diligent about how I'm getting coverage on things. A lot of the minis that I paint now are bigger minis, like busts and like 100+ millimeters. This I think is 90 millimeters by a number. I'll grab the box and look real quick. It's right down here. 75. 90 by 75 millimeters. Excuse me. I am completely off screen. And I got gray all over her face. But it's okay, it's just paint. You can paint over it. Okay. It hasn't quite been 5 minutes, but I'm gonna take a break. And I hope y'all be here back in about 5 minutes-ish. Or less. And I'm back. So, V asks, what would you recommend using for eyes on smaller minis? So my opinion on this has changed a lot. I've been painting for a little over 11 years. when I started, it was the smallest brush I could find. And turns out that's not really what you want to do. You want a brush with a good point. It can be basically any size as long as it's got a good point. And I can do the eyes on this and kind of show y'all what I mean. Black. So I'm going to use this size 1 brush, and once I get my paint shaken, it's gonna spit at me. I like to do the method, and this changes sometimes. Not often, at least this part. I will fill in the eye and a little bit around it with black. So like that. I have to flip her upside down to do the other eye. And then I fill the other eye in black. And you want to make sure this is really dry before you try to layer your white on top of it. And some of this is all about paint consistency. I find when you're doing the whites and the pupils and the irises, if you have big enough eyes, or a convenient enough space, I'm gonna do a little more here, or pointy enough brush or whatever. It's got to be real thin, and it's best to go over with multiple passes rather than just one, because I don't like any of these colors. Because it makes it look a little bit more natural, and sorry for the shaking. It makes it look a little bit more natural and makes it a little bit easier. And when you do the whites, the whites of the eyes, you don't want to use a bright white, because that will throw off a lot. So I've got what looks like a lot of eyeliner on her, and I can fix that up later when I paint her skin. Normally I do the skin first, but I find I get prettier eyes when I do them first. And one eye is always harder than the other. You also want to make sure your paint is nice and thin, because otherwise it'll clog up the detail and you'll have to sorry, I'm just trying to dry these quickly. I lost my thought. You'll have to like strip the eyes or something, because it'll look real bad. I think I'm going to try to do an iris. Does anyone know what color the Little Mermaid's eyes are? Anybody? I sure don't. I feel like they're blue, but I'm not really sure. To the Google machine. Oh, thank you, V. They're blue. You got to it faster than I did. Now I gotta pick of the like 15 shades of blue I've got sitting here. I think I'm gonna use this turquoise because it'll tie in with stuff I'm doing on the mini later. They're like mid-light blue. Okay. Oh, thanks, Jeff. You also got it faster than I could. You'd think that this being the first movie I ever saw in theaters, albeit I was a month old or something. I don't remember when it came out. It came out the year I was born, but not very long after I was born. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Anyways, my point of saying it was the first movie I ever saw was because it's one of my favorite Disney movies. I'm stalling. Okay, let's try to do this eye over here first. That was too much. I can fix it. It's fine. They're kind of looking the same direction. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let that dry. Mini painting is a lot of watching paint dry. So if it's something you're interested in, get used to it. Normally I work on a bunch of projects at once, but excuse me. Sorry, I lost my other red. I was going to work on the hair some more while her eyes dry. Yeah, watching paint dry is real exciting. Okay, so I'm taking this burnt red and going to start highlighting her hair. With highlights, that's too thick. With highlights, well, not just but you want to do it covering most of the darker color underneath, but still leaving some of it visible so it gives you that shadow. Normally I do this in a slightly different order, but when I go, oh, this might be bright enough. I don't know. We'll see. Distracting myself today. And I completely lost what I was saying. Anyways, highlights get progressively smaller to make it look like how real light behaves. This mini is not gonna get some OSL because don't feel like it. But my crone witch lady that I got will probably have a glowing skull that she's holding. Whenever I get to that. I really like this subtle bright red I got going on, but I know her hair is not subtle in any way, so we're gonna make it really, really bright. Any advice for attaching extras like faux moss onto minis once they're done? I know a lot of people use like PVA glue, which is Elmer's glue, white glue, wood glue, stuff like that. I will do that, and I'll do like a couple small spots of super glue in places to make sure it really sticks. Over on my website, I have in the portfolio one of the projects, I don't remember which one offhand. I have a bronze golem that I did with moss. Oh no, not. So I got some red on her face. If you have an extra brush nearby and are very quick about it, you can get it wet and basically erase it. I didn't quite get there fast enough, so I've still got a little ring, but it's better than it was. Okay, I'm going to quit stalling and do the pupils on her eyes, because that's where pupils go. So you don't want the pupil to cover the whole iris. But you also don't want it to, I don't know if you can see that, focus. You also don't want to just like do a stripe usually. That is one way to do eyes. Let me flip this over to do the other eye. Is to start with a stripe and then kind of paint white around it to sorry, I'm concentrating real hard. Yeah, they're kind of looking the same way. I'm just gonna clean this eye up a little bit. There we go. And then once those are super dry, I'm going to add a little highlight in the eye. Anyways, for things like moss and extras, you can do a bunch of things. Usually I'll use glue, but sometimes I get things like basing paste and let's see if I can get this open. Maybe. Maybe not. I thought I had scissors here somewhere. Let's see if I can get these tweezers under it. Anyways, basing paste, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, has, no, I probably should have used the red one, has a texture to it, and when it dries, it'll usually dry really hard. So you can stick bits of your basing materials into the texture paste. Okay, let's see if I can get highlights in her eyes. I realize you can't see this, but if I can't see it, okay, I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm gonna find my 00. Okay. Real thin, sharp brush. Teeny bit of paint. Don't let it soak up into the ferrule. This you kind of gotta go. Yep, that dried. The smaller the brush you use, the faster the paint is going to dry on it. Oh, there we go. Close enough. I'm calling it good. And I will post some pictures of this to my socials later. But I'm pretty happy with those for doing them live. Hair. I was working in hair. I'm still thinking about this basin question. You can also use things like epoxy or resin, but if you're going to work with those, you probably want to wear a mask and gloves because they can cause allergic reactions in some people. Some people are fine, but I don't condone screwing around and finding out. So you can use epoxy or resin. Probably for something like that, you'd want UV resin since it cures real fast. Usually, depending on how deep it is. Super glue is always a good option. I like the Loctite super glue gel. They also make an ultra gel that comes in a black and gray bottle. I've not actually used that, but it's probably pretty good too. Oh, I'm glad the song changed. That music was making me real nervous. Oh, it did not change. Let's change it, shall we? There we go. Excuse me. Someday on this stream, I will finish a mini and not just start the next shiny thing that I get. Which can sometimes be a lot. I'm still waiting on a Bones Kickstarter email. I figure we're probably going to be one of the last, but I'm trying to be patient, which is not a trait I'm known to have usually. Which whoops. I advise not dropping your minis. But you'd think, being a mini painter, patience would come naturally. Spoilers, it doesn't. It's more of like a meditative state rather than patience. This is so shiny. I don't like it. I'll probably hit her with some matte varnish when I'm done, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, that one eye turned out real good that you can't see. Hold on. I'll try to change my focus real quick so you can see what I'm trying to show you. Yeah, that eye. And refocus. There we go. It kind of reminds me of her mom's hair, which was that darker red. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Oh, it looks really good. Thanks. Do you mean the eye? I've already forgotten what. I missed some arm fabric, which in some places is called a sleeve. Yeah, that was really nice. Okay, thanks, V. The color scheme really pronounces the character, too. Yeah, I'm trying real hard. I did that digital coloring the other night, and it's not the best because I don't have the best control over my tablet pen thing. And I'm gonna try to fix this other eye. It's bothering me now. I don't have the best control over my tablet pen and trying to draw, which I don't already don't do that well. So I'm just refilling that iris and gonna hope I can get that eye as nice as this eye. I think I'm gonna leave all the metal to next time because she has, except for down here, she has quite a bit of it. And then once I get all that base coated, I will start in on the details. Okay. Let's try this eye thing again. Alright, there's the pupil. Now I just need to wait for that to dry. And then put the white in it. Or the reflection dot. I really like the smirk that she has going on. I don't know if you can see that. But it's really fun. I want to put lipstick, just like a very natural light pink lipstick. I have one color that I use for lipstick generally for lighter skin tones. And that is Old West Rose from Reaper, which unfortunately I think is discontinued. I can't remember. If somebody knows, let me know. I guess I could leave her hair shiny because she's a mermaid and it's supposed to be wet. Just kind of sell the character a little bit more. I completely forgot to do the underneath of her hair that you probably can't see. Oh, I've got about 10 minutes left on the stream. So I'm gonna try to touch things up and call it good for the day. Obviously she's not finished, but let me get that highlight in her eye. Figure out which angle I did that from. Yeah, close enough. I'll leave it, otherwise I'm gonna mess with it. I think a dark blue-black ombre would be cool in the axe with silver stars since she lived in the deep sea with Triton and her sisters. Oh yeah, that would be cool. The axe already has kind of star thingies on it. But yeah, I've got like metallic medium, which is a pretty cool product. Basically, you mix it into any matte paint and it will turn it into a metallic paint. Gonna go over this cape one more time. So I can find like a blue and a black and do some metallics and see how that works out. I might test it out on the back of the axe, and then if I don't like it, I can shift. Shift gears, sorry. And I just realized that's not part of her cape. Oh well, whatever, I'll fix it later. That threw me off. I lost my sentence. Nope, it's gone forever. So yeah, I think, let's look over one more time. I think that's where I'm gonna leave her for today. Might mess with that eye just a tiny bit more. She needs more white under the iris on that one to match, so she won't have crazy eyes. And then I'll probably find the bits of the rim and paint it some sort of really dark color. Probably a really dark blue. And that little green spot black, because that's not actually Cape. She's got... No, maybe this is where the primer settled. So yeah, I'm really happy with her so far. This only took 2 hours from start to where we are now, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'll clean up my mess of paint and try to have things a little more prepared next time. And I think we're gonna call it for today, because if I do something else, I'm gonna be sitting here another hour, and I don't have time to do that today. Anyways, thanks for coming and watching and chatting and whatever. And I will see y'all either Thursday or Sunday. So next weekend. If I do Thursday, I'll be sure to announce that I'm doing that. But for right now, I'm just planning on Sundays until I get back into the groove of things. Had fun watching the stream. Keep up the great work. Thanks, V. Alright, I'll see y'all later.